Hey everybody, welcome back to State by State Plates. My name is Max. We live in a big world. It's a beautiful world, and there are a lot of beautiful places, like Wichita, Kansas is downtown, or perhaps Novelty Restaurant Mars 2112. Man, I really hope I get to choose the subdivision without something weird happening.
This is Mars TV.
Oh wow, hey look, it's the state of Telangana in India, whose capital city is Hyderabad. So we're going to be making Hyderabadi Biryani. So a Hyderabadi Biryani developed in the kitchens of the Nizams of Hyderabad, who ruled Hyderabad for like 4 centuries. And this was Asif Jah the first. He was the first one. And they were Mughals, so they were super rich and hung out in their palace and threw a lot of good feasts with a lot of impressive and nice foods like this biryani, which has lots of spices and stuff. And it all starts with a yogurt marinade for our chicken. I'd like to plug this brand of yogurt because I like it, but also it's time to make the spice mixture, which is a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of paprika or chili powder, some biryani masala, although you can also use garam masala as well. This is just a spice mix that'll make your biryani taste like biryani, because it says it in the name. Come on guys. Anyway, the recipe I'm using calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of cardamom powder, but I didn't have any powder, so I just decided to crush some pods at the back of my hand and just throw them in there. There are a lot of whole spices in this recipe anyway. Then also we're gonna slit in half 2 of these small green chilies. So we're gonna start assembling the different ingredients for the yogurt marinade, beginning with 2/3 of a cup of yogurt, our spice mixture, the 2 green chilies, juice of 1/2 a lemon, freshly squeezed, as well as a heaping tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. I'm using Swad brand here. We're gonna whisk that all together, and it's all gonna get smooth and consistent, and that's when we're gonna drop in 2 drumsticks and 2 thighs, although you can really just use any chicken you want. I don't really care what you do. We're gonna mix that all together by hand. Then we're gonna throw some saran wrap on top of it and marinate it in the fridge for at least 2 hours, but ideally overnight. Now I want to take the chance to just shill for this brand of basmati rice, Tilda. It's in the purple bag. It's imported from India, and just look how long those grains are. And I did spill them all over my table. But anyway, you're going to take that rice and you're going to pour out 1.5 cups of it, and you're going to wash it in the sink until it runs clear, and then you're going to cover it with water and let it soak for half an hour. Meanwhile, we're going to prep some onions for frying. We're going to cut them in half and slice them real thin using our big boy knife skills, or at least trying. I don't know, is that good? Yeah, that looks good. So let's take those over to the stove, where I've already been heating some neutral oil, in this case vegetable oil, in a pan. And we're just gonna fry all these onions until they get golden to golden brown. Don't burn them. You don't want bitter burned onions. But anyway, frying these takes forever. But eventually it will happen. And mine came out a little uneven, but it's alright. Next, we're gonna boil our rice by putting 6 to 7 cups of water on the stove and adding some whole spices, like this stick of cinnamon, a couple of cloves, a couple of cardamom pods, a star anise, also known as a biryani flower, a bay leaf, a couple of strands of mace, this 1 black cardamom pod, a little handful of shahi jeera, also called black cumin, and you're going to want to heavily salt this water, much more heavily than I did, because my end product actually came out under-salted. Don't do that. It would be better if you salted the water properly. Don't do the thumbs up, you naive fucker. Well anyway, it's at a rolling boil, so we're going to drain our rice and add it in. 7 minutes later, you should have 3/4 cooked rice that looks like this. So we're going to be using the Doom method to cook this biryani, which uses an indirect heat source like a tawa, but the closest thing I have is this cast iron skillet, which you can also use. What we're going to do is we're going to take a pot, We're gonna put our chicken and our marinade down over at the bottom. Make sure you get all that marinade. And we're making sure that we're gonna position it such that all of the chicken is touching at least some part of the bottom of the pot. And we're gonna add some chopped mint and our fried onions, half of them. Then we're gonna add all of our cooked rice, or I should say pre-cooked parboiled rice. The rest of those fried onions, as well as the rest of those chopped mint leaves, if you can scrounge them off your cutting board like I did. And we're gonna add a couple of specialty ingredients, including a couple of strands of saffron soaked in hot milk, which should have colored it better than mine happened, but whatever. And then also some ghee, or clarified butter. I guess you could use any other fat here as a substitute. What we're gonna do is we're gonna roll up some tinfoil into a little snake, and we're gonna form it to fit exactly around the rim of our cooking vessel here, such that when we add a glass lid, it'll fit extra tight and seal in all of that steam, which is the second aspect of the Doom method in addition to the cast iron skillet. So we're just gonna put that on a cast iron skillet for 20 minutes, and when we're done, we're gonna have Hyderabadi Biryani, and look at it. It's super nice, although mine was undersalted and I made the rice too mushy. But season yours correctly and be careful with the rice, and you should have a better version than mine, which was still really good. I give it 7 out of 10 Nizamis. Hey, so thanks everyone. Like, share, subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching another one of these. They'll keep getting better.